In this video, we're going to talk about the solar and lunar eclipse on the flat earth, and we're going to use almanac.com. And I think the most important thing to know is when we have a full moon, the sun and moon are facing each other. They're directly across from each other in the sky. When the moon is invisible, the sun and moon are next to each other in the sky. And the full moon is usually happening during the middle of the month, and the invisible moon is usually the end or beginning of the month. So April 30th, we have a partial eclipse of the sun. It's the end of the month, and that's when the moon is invisible. So the moon is covering up the sun. And I think that's why they say not to look at it, because you're actually looking at the sun, even though it's dark, and it does like go out of view and then come back. So you're staring at the sun, and they say it's not good for us. Some people say it is, but different topic, different rabbit hole. Okay, so, and then May 15th, we have total eclipse of the moon. Well, the eclipse of the moon is actually the moon turns this bright red color. It's not really eclipse. The moon isn't disappearing, it's just turning bright red. And they try to tell us that's from the Earth's shadow. However, the sun is directly across from the moon, and it couldn't be more perfectly aligned in the sky with the sun, and that's why you're getting that illusion of the red. So what is an eclipse? There are two types of eclipses that we witness, a solar and lunar. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly in front of the sun, partially or entirely blocking out its light. That's true. That's exactly what's happening. If you look up, you see that's when the moon is invisible. It's like every month, like clockwork. Solar eclipses are visible only in certain areas and require eye protection to be viewed safely. A lunar eclipse, this is where they lie because they want you to think that we're on a spinning ball. It occurs when the full moon enters the shadow of the earth, which cuts off all or part of the sunlight reflected off the moon. Lunar eclipses are technically visible from the entire night side of the earth. Here's an example of a partial solar eclipse. We're going to have we had a new moon April 30th, 2022, and when the moon crosses over the sun, it turns black. They're actually calling the moon phase a black moon. So when the sun and moon are right next to each other, that's a new moon, and that is when the moon is invisible. And the eclipse is basically what they've always been telling us it is. It is the moon covering up the sun. And look where it says it's visible from: southeastern Pacific Ocean, the Antarctic Peninsula, and southern South America. So this just is another map thing for me. Like when I see this, I'm seeing like how can it be a circular map? How can it be a globe? Like once again, the eclipse and where the sun and moon are at the time, I feel like this also debunks that AE map and the globe. But this is how the eclipse is working. And this is when the lunar eclipse took place, May 15th, 2022. Total eclipse of the moon, and it's just basically the sun and the moon are directly across from each other in the sky, and that's what's creating that phenomenon. It's just the proximity of the sun and the moon, and it makes it a bright red moon. It doesn't turn it into an invisible moon, like the solar eclipse, it just turns bright red. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Yay, I made another flat earth video. It's been a minute. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and have a great day, night, morning, whatever time it is when you're watching.